Main man, made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, it's been announced that Miguel Cotto's next fight will be on August the 26th, and it will be coming up against Yoshishiro Kamagai, man. And it has the fight fans feeling some kind of way. Like, yo, Miguel Cotto, what are you doing, man? You are some type of diva, man. You fighting these bums and this, that, and the third. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and take it from a dude who's been very critical of Miguel Cotto, I actually like the path that Miguel Cotto has been set on now, man. I'm actually down for this particular fight, and allow me to give my reasons for such. I mean, it's quite honestly simple, man. First off, Miguel Cotto is coming off a loss. He's been very inactive. He hasn't fought since 2016, ladies and gentlemen, and that was against Saul Canelo Alvarez, in which he got defeated, right? And, due to the inactivity, the age level of Miguel Cotto, what is he, 37 years old? He's been out of the ring for quite some time, and he's coming off a loss. I mean, a soft touch is not the worst thing in the world. I understand it's Miguel Cotto. We expect more from him. These are probably the last days of Miguel Cotto, so we want to see him in big fights. Just like, we want to see all of our greats go out. But in Miguel Cotto's case, he's all about profit, man, in which he's looking to cash in on his brand, in which he's built over all of these years. Now, the reason I say I'm down for this is because of his opponent, Yoshishiro Kamagai. Yoshishiro Kamagai may not be an elite fighter, ladies and gentlemen, but he is a type of fighter who will bring the best, the absolute best out of Miguel Cotto. And given that Miguel Cotto has been inactive so long, and in my opinion, I think it's been a minute since Miguel Cotto had a legitimate big win, you know what I'm saying? This is a good test for him to see where Miguel Cotto really at. Kamagai is going to test Cotto to the limits, man, because Kamagai can box mid to long range, as well as he can get right there inside of the pocket, and he can become aggressive. He can bang with you. Listening to Kamagai, he's looking to make this thing a war, man. These are all good things that I would like to see an opponent against Miguel Cotto. I mean, of course, Miguel Cotto may have a little bit more superior boxing skills, given that the type of way that he's fighting nowadays. He's moving a lot more. He's using his jab a lot more. So, of course, but still, to see how Miguel Cotto would take the pressure of Kamagai would be much more impressive. Now, this fight comes on the heel of Miguel Cotto basically being dropped by his former promoter, Rock Nation Sports Boxing, And in my opinion, people ain't going to agree on this, but I think Rock Nation is doing a piss poor job in the promotional department, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, you may say, well, main man, look what they're doing between Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. Well, I mean, they injected a lot of money into that particular fight. This is the reason why we saw Andre Ward making so much money as opposed to the champion Sergey Kovalev in their first fight, because Rock Nation got deep pockets and they're throwing out boatloads of cash at their fighters. But I don't know how much money that they're making in return. And on top of that, they're promoting fights like shitty. You know what I'm saying? Their promotional outfit, it's just shitty. It ain't. It's just for the money that they're putting in these fights. It's just that the promotion, to me, is lacking in a lot of their fights, and including the Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev one fight, and maybe even the two fight. You know what I mean? If it really wasn't for Sergey Kovalev running around talking a bunch of shit and all of the inside stories pertaining to that fight, how would the promotion be built up for that particular fight? Well, anyway, they're losing a lot of money on their fighters, man, and I don't think they're doing the greatest job in the promotional department. But in Miguel Cotto's case, they basically went to Cotto and say, look, man, if you're going to give us Kamagai, if you're going to fight Kamagai, you got to give us a better name than that. We ain't backing that shit, as well as the network whom we put you on, which is HBO. They ain't backing that shit. Nobody's backing this fucking fight. And if you can't give us a better name than this, then we just going to part ways, basically. And that's what happened between Miguel Cotto and Rock Nation. You know what I mean? Now, Miguel Cotto is like I said, he's profit driven. So he had a side deal worked out with Rock Nation for his own promotional company. And, that's how Miguel Cotto operates. He's trying to make money off of his brand. So, Rock Nation drops him, and who comes along? Golden Boy. Given that Kamagai is a Golden Boy promoted fighter, Golden Boy Promotions has promoted Miguel Cotto in the past, say against like Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? Big time fights like that. They've promoted him in the past, so they know how it is to work with Miguel Cotto, and they decided to go on what I don't know if it's honestly, it's been said to be a multi-fight deal, but then it's also been said by Oscar to be on a fight-by-fight basis. But I just know that Golden Boy Promotions is now promoting Miguel Cotto, and that even makes it better for Miguel Cotto, because they're also promising Miguel Cotto a big fight at the end of the year. Now, in Golden Boy, their reach is much more longer than Rock Nation. They got HBO to basically go on board with this Karma Guy fight. Now, HBO stated to Miguel Cotto when he was with Rock Nation, look, we will back the Karma Guy fight if you promise to give us a big name in the next fight. Well, evidently, Miguel Cotto could not promise that because, quite honestly, maybe Rock Nation just could not secure a big name. We know prior to the Karma Guy fight, they were talking about Juan Manuel Marquez. They couldn't deliver that fight. There was talks of James Kirkland. They couldn't deliver that fight. You know what I mean? So who the fuck knows, man, how really the reach of Rock Nation is, man. But in Golden Boy's case, in which Miguel Cotto decided to go on with Golden Boy, what do they can? They can provide him with the big name at the end of the year. They got fighters like David Lemieux. Sure, he's a 160 fighter, but Miguel Cotto has held the 160 WBC belt before. And he campaigns mostly at 54, but they can work out some terms with him and David Lemieux. They can possibly work out some terms with, say, Miguel Cotto and maybe a Billy Joe Saunders, given that Miguel Cotto will be fighting Yoshishiro Kamagai for the now vacant WBO title, which was held by Saul Canelo Alvarez, a Golden Boy fighter. But they're fighting for this belt now. I don't know how the fuck they worked it out, but once again, Golden Boy, a real promoter, worked out a title fight for Miguel Cotto in this particular deal. It's going to be for the WBO title at 154. So, and of course, if he wants to go up and face Billy Joe Saunders at 160, who's the current WBO champion, that may be an option for Miguel Cotto, as well as, like I said before, David Lemieux, who's looking for a big name, and Miguel Cotto, who's looking possibly for a more flat-footed style fighter. Good matchup there. After the Triple G and Canelo Alvarez fight, if Canelo wants to come back at Cinco de Mayo, if Miguel Cotto is still victorious at that time, imagine what the rematch would do next year for Miguel Cotto. You see where I'm going? There ain't nothing but a lot of big possibilities for Miguel Cotto under the Golden Boy banner. And listening to how Oscar De La Hoya is talking, he is looking to give Miguel Cotto to a big name or put him in there with a big name and provide a lot of excitement. So I'm happy to see this, man. So basically what we basically have now is Miguel Cotto getting to a very competitive fight with Yoshishiro Kamagai, which even if it isn't competitive, it still will be a great test for Miguel Cotto. I mean, the man is coming off being inactive and he's coming off of a loss. So let's see where he at 37 years old. And even after that, he's promised a big fight, not no soft touches. And we don't want to see Juan Manuel Marquez, be honest with you. At this point, 40-plus-year-old Juan Manuel Marquez with shoulder problems, every diva demand under the sun, that the negotiation will probably be hell. I ain't really tripping off that fight big enough to be going through that dumbass shit that they going, Marquez is going to try to put them through. You know what I mean? So basically, Miguel Cotto, man, is set to become a fighter again. I like to see this because I'm tired of criticizing the great Miguel Cotto for, 4-division champion, man. He's going for his 6th title in this particular fight with Kamagai, man. I do have issues with how they placed him amongst the WBO, but that's another video. But, I mean, just to see Miguel Cotto stepping up in competition. Yeah, he came off the loss of Canelo, but, prior to that, he had Sergio Martinez, one-legged Sergio Martinez, in which I thought he beat on a fluke. And then he had weight drain Daniel Gill. He didn't have, to me, big names, and he took the loss to Canelo. So the Kamagai fight is just the perfect measure fight to see where Cotto really, really is. Though he's not fighting a 154-pounder whom I would like to see him fight, an Andrade or a Laura or something of that caliber. I would love to see that, or a Charlo. I would love to see that. I would also even like to see them maybe even try to match him up with Kell Brook. Who knows, man? If Kell Brook is looking to go to 154 and not stay at 47, I mean, I'm sure they will give him some UK soft touch like a Liam Smith or some sort. But then after that, Miguel Cotto, Kell Brook is big fucking business, ladies and gentlemen. I recall Eddie Hearn last year stating that Cotto and Brook is big business in the UK. It's big business no matter where you put that fucking fight. You know what I mean? So all possible options now for Miguel Cotto, all possible for by him being under Golden Boy Promotions, more respected than Rock Nation. It's Golden Boy Promotions that brought HBO back to the table. It's Golden Boy Promotions that's giving Cotto a list of good opponents to fight, and it's Golden Boy Promotions that's looking to do business with Miguel Cotto in Puerto Rico and help Miguel Cotto also build his brand with his own promotional company. So all good things for Miguel Cotto, man. I'm actually happy to see this, man, because I want Cotto back in elite competition. I don't want him taking too many soft lower tier touches. I don't want him to keep with this diva shit, his negotiation tact. I don't want to see that shit from Miguel Cotto. Why? Because that is not the Miguel Cotto that I came up with. You know what I mean? And I want to see that Miguel Cotto come back. Hopefully Golden Boy can bring him back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and so should you. Real talk. So to the next video, Main Man Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man Made Man. If you are a Miguel Cotto fan, man, y'all should be happy over this shit, man. Real talk, man. Cotto is finally becoming a fighter once again, and it's been honestly, man. I mean, well, I don't want to shit on him too much, because him stepping in there with Canelo was a brave thing to do. That was a hell of a fight. But, I mean, like I said, prior to the Canelo fight, Miguel Cotto has been questioned. Even the opponents that's been coming out of the woodworks, they were saying that Miguel Cotto can fight. We've all been like, huh? What the fuck? A lot of people over this Karma Guy fight is like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling y'all, if you don't know nothing about the style of Yoshishiro Karma Guy, go and look him up. His fights with Robbie Guerrero, his fights with Jesus Soto Karass, I challenge you to go and watch those fights, and you will see this kid is looking to give Cotto hell. Real talk. To the next video. Peace out.